Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
What is your name?
My name is Atika Siddiqui. Yeah.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was born and raised there. I lived there for 14 to 15 years and then I shifted here back in O levels.
Okay, so
Yeah.
can you introduce about yourself? You might be speaking Arabic too.
Yeah, sure. Marhaba. Masa al khair, which means good evening. Marhaba means hello and welcome. And my name is Ana fi ismi Atika. Kaifa haluka? Which means how are you?
Okay, so
Yeah.
how should I respond for that?
Ana fi khair, alhamdulillah.
النافو her.
Ana fi khair, alhamdulillah.
النافي her alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I am fine, alhamdulillah. And you could say
Okay.
thank you, shukran.
Shukran.
Yeah, shukran.
So shukran is Arabic word mostly spoken in every Arabic word. They
Yeah,
everywhere. In Egypt they say
literally.
shukran.
Yeah,
Yeah?
everywhere. It's everywhere. It's just a universal thank you.
So what is your first language when you just started to speak?
First language,
Yes.
it was English for sure because you lived in Abu Dhabi, so the basic language, the way you could communicate with others was English.
Mm-hmm.
Arabic was okay. It was used for like people who were Arabic and the ones that were locals there, you could use Arabic with them. And it was necessary for us to learn that because they were like, oh, you need to know our language to stay here. So yeah.
Okay.
And Urdu is something that you learned within my family. Like, it was something that was used at home. So yeah.
So it means that your parents, they stayed before in Karachi, but after a while they moved to Abu Dhabi, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay.
My mother and my father, they lived in Karachi for a really long time. But my father when he was really young. He was probably in his 20s when he shifted to Abu Dhabi. And then my mother came along. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Okay, what do you think? Is it difficult to learn Arabic language?
It isn't. It depends on dialects, I personally believe, because in Abu Dhabi, the dialect is quite easier and it's much more easier to learn because the Arabic is quite simple there. But if you go to Saudi Arabia, if you go to Egypt and all of these places, they have really different words, they have different words for everything. For meat, we use so different, there's all words, there's kha and there's jo and there's all of that. That's about it, yeah.
Okay, so you can write Arabic as well.
Yeah, I can write Arabic.
So if you can write Arabic, you can also read Urdu.
Yeah, I can read Urdu. But honestly, I am terrible in that aspect because I never focused on my own language, which I'm really upset about. But I'm working on it.
Okay. Are there any kind of difference in writings, like Arabic and Urdu writings?
Yes, there is a big difference because the Arabic language, it's not very persuasive, it's very pointy and it's specific. There's zir, zabars and all of that. That's really included in it. It's necessary to pronounce your words properly. And because Arabic is so delicate that suppose there's a word, there's two words and they're pronounced in such a way, like suppose the word kalb, it means heart. But also it means dog too. So that's why, you need to be very careful with your pronunciation.
Oh.
So Urdu is not like that. Urdu is much more easier, it's much more smoother and you're much more, you're able to speak really well about it. Yeah.
And I notice here in Pakistan, young people, they write Urdu in Latin alphabet, not Sanskrit.
Yeah, I
So why
agree.
it happens? Why is it?
I feel like we've lost our touch with the language Urdu itself because we find it much more difficult to write it in that specific original transcript of it. Latin is much more easier because we use text and we communicate in that Latin word. So we're like, oh, it's okay. That's much more easier for us to communicate. That's why. Yeah.
Okay, can you give any suggestion for other people who are learning new languages? What kind of suggestion you can give to learn faster?
I would suggest that I would say be open. Be very you don't need to be hesitant when you're learning a new language because hesitancy really does kill you, the curiosity in you. So if you're confident, even if you're speaking not in a proper pronunciation, it really doesn't matter. As long as you're confident in what you're saying, you'll probably learn and be open to, everything. Meet new people. There's a lot of ways. The world has evolved so much. You can meet them online. There's Duolingo, there's so many apps. You can use those and then
Okay.
practice them on others, the ones who know. Like suppose you've come up across a local that's an Arabic person who knows how to speak Arabic, just speak to them. They
Okay.
won't judge you for that. So just be positive about it and just go for it.
Amazing. I have one more interesting question.
Yeah, sure.
So as you came from abroad, again
Yeah.
back to Pakistan, and you said that as local language you can speak only Urdu, but I know here in Pakistan, in every province they speak mostly their own language, like in Punjab, the Punjab, in Karachi, Sindh language. Do you find it difficult for you, as coming from abroad, being a Pakistani, to communicate with villagers or with some locals?
I totally agree with you on this part. It's so difficult for me because my mom's from Peshawar. So she doesn't know Pashto, but her sister knows it. So when we go there, and we can't really communicate in Pashto at all. So, in your language, suppose she's speaking in Pashto, there's a lot of sentiments that cannot be translated in Urdu. there's a lot of feelings that cannot be, spoken about in that manner. Like the expressions, the gestures, and the intensity of those words, they can be translated in Urdu at all. So it is difficult, and I'm working on that too, because I want to stay connected to our culture, because it's really important, because this is where we come from. This is what defines us.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
What is your name?
My name is Hashim Khan.
Where are you from?
Well, basically, I am from Haripur. It's in KPK, but currently I'm living in Abbottabad.
How many languages you can speak?
Well, I can speak properly 3 languages: English, Urdu, and Hindko, which is spoken in Abbottabad.
Wow.
And I can speak Pashto as well, but a little bit. I can communicate well enough in Pashto.
Okay. Can you say something in Hindko?
Yes, I can. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਓ ਨਾ ਅਸਾਲੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਹੈ ਟਾਕੇ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਜ਼ਾ ਸੀ ਤੁਸਾਂ which translates to you should come to our place. It's very beautiful. There's rivers there, there's mountains. You'd love there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I first time hear Hindko language.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
is there any similarity with Punjabi?
Exactly.
Oh, sorry,
there
not
are-
Punjabi, maybe Pashto language?
No, it is not similar to Pashto. It's similar to Punjabi
I
actually.
see.
But there is a difference in accent, and also a little bit words are different.
Because
But,
I hear you say like hey, yeah, at the end. At the end of every sentence you say hey, like in
Yeah,
Punjabi.
Exactly. Punjabi can understand Hindko as properly, and we can understand Punjabi as well.
Okay, can you teach me some most important essential phrase in Hindko? Like if I travel to Abbottabad, I can use it.
It's simple, Abbottabad is famous for local transport, Suzuki. It is a car, not a car, it's a vehicle.
Yes.
Where 10 people sit around, and it's very easy to transport from one place to another. So if you want to go to any place, you should say kithe julso. You have to ask the driver, you have to say kithe julso, because they have different routes, right? So if you want to go any route, you have to ask him kithe julso, which means where are you going?
Kithe julsa.
Kithe julso.
Kithe julso.
Yes, kithe julso. So he'll
Okay.
tell you, I'm going that place. You'll say, yes, I'm also going there, please.
Kithe
So you'll
julsa.
sit in there.
Okay, good. So what I can say, how I can say like my name is, or how are you, this kind of phrases.
Yeah, my name, you have to say mera na.
Mera na.
Mera na and your name
Okay,
then.
mera na Balnur.
Hai.
Mera na Balnur hai.
Balnur hai.
But in Urdu you say mera nam.
Naam. Yes.
At the end,
Yes. So it's a little bit
Same. So I think if we go to Abbottabad and we know Urdu, we can understand the local
Exactly.
language.
A bit.
Amazing. A bit, yes. Okay, what about Pashto?
Yes. Pashto is basically language of Pathans. Yes, there are also a lot of them in KPK, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, it is named after them. And we are also Pathans basically. But it is usually assumed that all the Pathans, they speak Pashto, which is not correct. We are Pathans, but we do not speak Pashto, we speak Hindko.
Okay.
But Pashto, I have learned from my neighbors. Most of my neighbors are Pashtun, all of them actually. So I have learned Pashto from
What
there.
kind of phrase you know in Pashto?
Well, in Pashto I have said Tata Kamze, which means where are you from? Tata Kamze.
Tata Kamze.
Kamze.
Okay, good. And what else? What kind of phrases? How do they say like welcome?
Pakhair Ragale. Pakhair Ragale.
Paher Ragele.
Ragale. Yes,
Okay.
that means welcome. When you will go to Peshawar, you will find many people saying you Pakhair Ragale.
It means welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Wow. Okay. So Pashto language, is it close to Farsi language?
I'm actually not sure about that. I haven't heard much of Farsi,
Oh, so-
but I think it might be. But I'm
Because
not
the
sure.
pronunciation is quite different from other languages.
Yes, it is.
Like
Yes, Pashto.
this kind of sounds.
Now, if you imagine Saraiki, Punjabi, Hindko, they are much similar. Now, Pashto, on the other hand, it is quite different. So I actually love to learn Pashto fully,
Okay.
which I am trying on, but I hopefully will.
So Hindko language you can only use in Abbottabad or some other areas of Pakistan?
Hindko basically is spoken in the whole Hazara division. It is the
Wow.
division in KPK, so whole Hazara division speaks Hindko.
I
So
see.
you can speak it in Haripur, Abbottabad, Mansehra, all these places. And all these places have tourist spots. So if you learn Hindko, you'll be very easy to.
Okay, we
Go
will
there.
definitely try to learn.
Exactly.
Okay, how did you learn English language?
Well, I have to say my teachers in school, they were so good. Especially I was close to my English teachers as well, right? I have to name them because they might get angry if they watch it.
Yes.
And the second one is movies, you know. Movies, I watch most of them. I am a big movie lover.
Okay,
So I
good.
watch all of them, and from there I have got many words, sentences, which
Okay.
I go when I'm home. So I practice them alone as well, you know, acting,
good.
etc.
Okay. Did you study at public school or private school?
Well, my school was public. It was a boarding school, which was semi-government. So we were living in a hostel there as well, and I was studying there. I studied there for 6 years,
Okay.
from 7th class to 12th grade.
So are you studying right now in English or in Urdu language at the university?
Well, in university, most of the subjects, the theory, all of that in English, but the teachers teach us in Urdu, so it comes in handy. And in paper, we have to write in English, so it is English.
Okay, it's almost same like in our country. In Kazakhstan, we also, even if I was studying, my degree was in Kazakh, but we were mixing Russian.
Really?
Yes,
So
same
in
thing.
paper, you have to write
Russian, and in some moments also Kazakh, like mixed.
same as here.
Okay, so which language do you often use here in Islamabad?
Well, here I mostly use Urdu, of course, because most of them, Islamabad is a place where the people are from outside places. You know, most of them are not basically from Islamabad. Most of them I find from my hometown here, most from other places around from Pakistan.
I see.
So Urdu is convenient for all of them.
So it's quite diverse here in
Yes,
Islamabad.
it is.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
What is your name?
My name is Afnan Akbar Faizi.
Okay, where are you from?
Technically, I'm from Surgoda, but I'm here in Islamabad. I'm doing my bachelor's from the Beria University.
Okay, great. How many languages you can speak?
I can speak 3 languages, which are Urdu, English, and Punjabi.
Amazing. Can you say something in Punjabi?
Punjabi. ਹੋਰ ਸੁਣਾਓ ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਰੋਟੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਖਾਈ ਹੈ ਕੁਝ ਖਾਇਆ ਪੀਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਓ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਖਿਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਕੁਝ
Amazing. What did you say?
I just said that. How are you guys doing? Are you good? Did you eat something? If not, I'm offering you food. You can eat something and get along.
Oh my God,
Yep.
that's the best hospitality, which we always get from people here. Okay, great. So, are there a lot of similarities between Punjabi and Urdu?
Yes, some of the words are pretty much same. All right, there's a little difference in just saying things. Like pretty much, I only speak Punjabi with my grandmother. ठीक है? I didn't used to speak it with my mother and my father. I only used to speak it with my grandmother mostly, and with my uncles mostly. So that's how I learned Punjabi. So some of the words are same, and mostly many Urdu-speaking people, if they cannot speak Punjabi, they might be able to understand Punjabi. There are some words that are similar, but they might not be able to speak Punjabi.
So, as you are from Sargodha.
Yep, I am from
So,
Sargodha.
which language do you mostly speak in Sargodha?
I mostly speak Urdu there. Yep.
What about locals? They also speak mostly Urdu?
Yep, Urdu and Punjabi is mixed there. Yeah, whichever is comfortable. We can use Punjabi, we can use Urdu.
Okay.
Both
Are there
are fine.
any privileges of speaking specific language? Like if you speak Urdu, you can get some kind of privilege, or in Punjabi, another kind of privilege?
No, I don't think so. There's any kind of privilege because it's pretty much the same. Everybody speaks Urdu, everybody speaks Punjabi. I guess in Punjabi you're more comfortable with the people. You get more attached. You're much easy doing a conversation with them. But in Urdu is a bit formal, a bit respectful. You can't be friendly with that. But in Punjabi, you're really comfortable. You're very easy speaking with the people.
Can you teach me any famous phrases in Punjabi? So I want to become as a local Punjabi girl. Maybe I need to know some phrases.
Alright, I'm gonna have to think of something nice. Alright, give me a moment.
Any funny phrases that you use with your friends, with your fellows?
Like chasage.
Like chasagi.
Yeah.
Like,
What is? Do you know chasagi?
yes, we know it.
Oh, yeah,
Maza
yeah.
aa gaya.
मज़ा आ गया, yeah. बीरा क्यों नहीं आ रहा कोई मुझे ज़हन में यार को पंजाबी हाँ बताओ मुझे ज़हन से it's blank. My mind is totally blank right now. हाँ, alright. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਜਾਓ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ. ਤੁਸੀਂ
Tusi?
ਨਾ ਜਾਓ.
Na jao.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ.
Tusi na jao. Tusi ja rahe ho?
हाँ.
What it means?
Alright, it means don't go please. Are you really going? Alright, it's like we use it with our friends when we're telling them not to leave. Come spend some time with us. Usually sitting in a big group with our friends, and somebody is saying that alright, I'm going to leave, and it's just a soft way of saying तुसी जा रहे हो, तुसी ना जाओ. So that's something.
I think this happened with us when we were in Sargoda. Our
Really?
friend also saying these words like, why you are going? Live with us. We have house for you. We have separate rooms. Sargoda people are quite different. Like I can say,
I'm glad to
they
hear that.
even that our friend, he was about to cry that because of the reason why we are leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So tell me please, how did you learn English?
English, alright. So basically, in my house, my father used to speak with me in English. I lived in England for 8 years while my
Oh.
father was studying his law. And after that, when I came back to Pakistan, I started my O and A levels from here. So that had a huge influence on me. And mostly I watch a lot of movies and web series. I'm in love with them. So that point has a great influence on me with me speaking in English.
So it means that you studied at public school or private school?
A private school. I was doing my O and A levels from the city
Okay.
school.
Okay, private schools, yeah?
Yep.
What can you compare education in private schools and public schools in Pakistan?
All right. So the public education here, which the high school, it is known as matric, and the college here is known as FSC. So yeah, it's pretty much the same. The main difference is that they are just two different standards of education. While O and A level are examinations by the Cambridge University, they take the papers here in Pakistan. While the matric and FSC is the examination that is taken by the local government of Pakistan. Both are same. They are just different ways of examination, different ways of education. Whichever you feel comfortable with, whichever you're good with, and it also depends on what you're going to pursue further. If someone wants to do a medical degree, I would say he would do matric and FSC. If someone wants to go abroad for his higher studies, I would say that matric and O level and A level is a better option for him.
Okay, so what about the English level of study in public school and private school?
Back in the days, there was a huge difference between public and private school. But now there is still a slight difference, but the standard of the public schools has raised quite a bit. It has gotten better. With the change of the government, with the change of some policies, it has gotten a lot better. While private school, obviously, they are expensive, they do provide a better education, but that does not mean that public schools are also not good.
Tell me please, like in which language do you mostly speak with your friends? English, Urdu or Punjabi, like in Islamabad,
In Islamabad,
while you are studying at the university?
right, in Islamabad, mostly I speak in English and Urdu. Alright,
So why is that happening? I also notice many Pakistanis, they always try to use English words, more English words in their Urdu speaking. So what is it?
It's just like, when we're speaking in Urdu, English words, they just come up in our mind and we just say it. We don't have time to think that much. It's just more convenient for us, or it's just that we are studying a lot of English. Every subject of ours is in English, and we are a little bit far away from our Urdu. We haven't studied it. It's been a long time. I personally, if I tell you, it's been around 5 years that the last time I studied Urdu. I have not even written an essay in Urdu. So that's a long time. So, but English, it's every day, every time. So,
Okay,
yeah.
more convenient.
Yeah, more convenient.